And welcome to our first edition of SNG News. I say first edition because we've been doing SNG Now, which has now become our podcast. We don't confuse it, so we're changing the name to SNG News, which actually this is. Some of you have stopped watching the show and complained that it's only an advertisement to get you to come over to Patreon and join our account, but that's not actually true. We're trying to show you what's going on around the studio and what we're working on currently, like this laser blast gun. Now, of course, a lot of you tuning in for the first time maybe don't realize that I played the creature in Laser Blast. I did the makeup with Neill, and I made all the props and stuff. So we are recreating the gun and the makeup and the props for the 40th anniversary of Laser Blast. And this is the basic barrel buck or form, master, if you will, that a mold will be made of, so that we have a fiberglass cast barrel that fits under all these parts. This is a mock-up. This is an actual part being worked on, but this over here is the mock-up. There will be an actual acrylic tube that fits over this like that, and the handle goes like that, and that's how the whole gun was done back in those days, except this part was made out of neoprene rubber, which was a hard rubber, and eventually it rotted away. So we're going to be doing fiberglass castings of that, which will make for a much better, longer lasting replica of the Laser Blast gun. And so I've been working on that. I've been working on also recreating the many heat sinks that are in this model that go on like so. I still have this big long one to do next week. And there's a lot of little parts and stuff on it, but eventually we'll end up with a very nice laser blast gun. That'll be a little bit more modernized, simply that we're going to be using better materials, but we're still going to have the wonderful original Star Trek TOS tricorder parts in it, as I used originally in the film. Because I had a friend back then named James T. Kirk. Yeah, that was his real name. And he used to make props back in the 70s that were very, very close replicas to the originals as seen on the TV show. And I used some of those. I got them from him to use in the original Laser Blast gun. Of course, we've been working on this Discovery for a while. It's kind of been on hold. It's a beautiful model, and we've lit up the inside and put the full interior in it. And the pod is even lit up. And then we have over here, we've got a radio-controlled Seaview model that I've been working on for a while, and that's going to finish up probably next week, week after, with the paint job and everything. Of course, this is the internals for it. This is a watertight compartment that keeps water out, all this electronics safe, and of course, it's got a ballast tank in it. So we've been doing a lot of stuff like that, and also, Mary's reminding me that we have a podcast, and you can go to Podbean or you can go to iTunes and find us, SNG Now. So we do a weekly podcast. So we have a wide variety of guests ranging from topics as visual effects, artists, people who work in hypnotherapy, all kinds of different subjects ranging. Well, it's like a mixed bag, you know, you just never know what you're going to get. But we are going to have Doug Drexler up. We've already had Darren Dochterman. We're going to have Rick Sternbach and a lot of neat people like that. Oh, Michael Kuda. So be sure to check out our podcast and, you know, listen. Upstairs, we have an interesting project going on that was Mary's idea to start based on one of the first movies ever made. And ironically, it's a science fiction film. Wow. Well, I haven't seen it since you've worked on it a bit more. This has been sort of a collaborative project, but, you know, Mary's done most of the work. You'll probably recognize what it's from. You did a really good job with the drip down over the mouth. I did the rocket, which is not painted yet silver. And, of course, the whole thing's not done. But the really cool thing about this painting, sculpture painting, I'm not sure what you call it, it's a painting and a sculpture, is that this will glow in the dark. We're using a very special paint that is not your typical glow-in-the-dark paint. It will glow up to 4 hours and really bright. So
Glow Nation.
Glow Nation. Where is that paint, Mary? So, so this is the powder, and this gets added to clear gesso, and then it becomes a paint. And I'm going to give you an idea just how bright this stuff is, because this is a low light camera, but check this out. So this is how much this stuff glows. I mean, it lights up my face. And it'll go like this for 4 hours, even with the dog opening the door and wrecking the whole illusion. There. So this stuff's pretty cool. I mean, this is not, you know, your typical glow-in-the-dark paint you buy at the 5 and dime store. Do they even have those anymore? So of course, I know many of you probably have seen this movie. It was the first movie ever made, and it was named Voyage to the Moon, which is pretty amazing. That, well, science fiction is my personal favorite, so it makes sense that the first movie would be a visual effects science fiction movie. So every month at SNG, for our subscribers of Patreon, we have a drawing, and we give away something from my private stock. Sometimes it's also a finished model, a prop, it could be a piece of artwork, a sculpture. You just never know. But we always give something away to our subscribers, our loyal subscribers. And to become a subscriber, it costs you $3 a month, 10 cents a day. Is that right, Mary? And that entitles you to our in-depth videos, which teach you how to do everything from making creatures to building models to making props and a whole lot more. It also entitles you to be able to read our articles, because I write articles such as how I made a replica of the Moonwatcher ape from 2001: A Space Odyssey. So without further ado, let's do the drawing. Now, who's going to shuffle through it this time? Me or you, Mary?
Shuffle it really well.
Okay.
Okay, reach it over.
All right. And the winner of this month is Howen Garcia. And I hope you're a Star Trek fan, because this is what you just won. I've had this for many, many years. It's still in the box. It's never been opened. The box has been opened, but the actual toy has never been taken out. And this is the talkback edition of the Playmates Star Trek communicator from the original series. These came out during the early 90s, as I recall. It might have been earlier than that, but as you can see, it's still in the box. The twisty is still on it. So you are now the proud owner of a Playmates TOS Star Trek communicator. It'll record your voice and play it back to you and make all kinds of other sounds and stuff. It's a really neat collectible from a really neat era in toys, when Playmates used to make all kinds of great Star Trek toys, not just Star Wars. Anyway, that's going to be it for us this week. Again, please join us at Patreon. Go over there and check it out. There's a lot of free stuff there too. And as always, to our supporters, we love you a whole bunch. And have a great Memorial Day weekend. And remember that the holiday is about Memorial Day. It's about all the men and women who gave their lives so you could be free.